Welcome back to 444 The Girls Podcast. I'm Kirsten.
I'm Zakia, and we're starting over because Kirsten didn't have us recording it first.
Nobody even knows that we're starting over because it just got started.
You're so soft.
I know, I'm a soft ass bitch.
Gosh,
Bitch.
whatever you doing, I need in.
Dusty.
Mine is so rough compared to yours.
They're not
They're
rough.
not fucked
but
up.
they're
They're not
shaved.
like that.
I haven't shaved in like 2 weeks. Look at how long the hair on my legs is. But my body hair is blonde. If you gotta look at it against the light. My eyelashes are blonde.
I don't see it.
Because it's blonde. Look.
Girl.
Look. See? Look how long.
Okay. I swear I'm just laughing because didn't even hardly drink. I'm just laughing at her. I'm not tipsy.
I didn't even do nothing.
I don't know. You're just funny. What were we talking about? No, we had a good little slide. We was about to get into it. Oh,
we were talking behind the scenes.
Not about that. We was just talking about the topic.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we've been talking about a certain topic that seems to keep coming. It's gonna always come up for us.
Because I've been watching Ginny and Georgia.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched Ginny and Georgia,
she put me on to Ginny and Georgia. Yeah.
Please, one day I'm gonna learn how to look at them instead of not look at you. But for now,
I mean, we're conversational.
Yeah, but you do it good. You be a good balance. I'll just be looking at you and doing.
It's called breaking
moving my hands, which I've been called out on. That's just me. Somebody told me to like that.
My hands are weird. Like I have like.
I just been always doing this my whole life.
My whole, but I do the thing. You know,
the Johan joint.
Yeah.
Stemming.
Stimulation.
Stem.
And also, like my hands do like this. Sean's hands do like this.
Like tighten up.
No, like they just do like this. They're just awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Sean does his hands like this when he talks too, like the lobster claws.
It's okay. I got my one little awkward baby too. Okay, so we were watching that. Which
I also have something else that I would like to bring up too, but we can talk about Ginny and Georgia first.
So Ginny and Georgia, you've watched it more recent than me, but show about mom and daughter. Pretty fucking dysfunctional in many ways, but also beautiful in many ways. We're not going to take, we're not going to take all the credit because the more you watch, you be like, she just needed the help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not, it always comes down to that. The mom ain't just fucked up because she want to be fucked up. The mom is fucked up because the grandma was fucked up. And
usually, I didn't even know that.
No, not with the show. I'm saying in general.
Yeah.
Usually, this is the
cycles
case.
Them cycles. Yeah.
We don't have to see her grandmother to know.
Generational cycles.
Yeah, we don't got to see her mom to know where shit came from.
Well, we saw her mom. She was fucking high.
Right.
And the stepdad was able to fucking take advantage because the mom was high.
There's the story of many lives.
Right.
So we was watching that. She was texting me like fucking psycho about the show. I was dying every time. She was like, Joe knows. So she's been texting me about this show that I already seen. So we've been on the topic of moms.
Yeah.
Hey. We're gonna keep it cute and respectful, but
so here's why I'm pretty open about a lot of stuff, right?
Me too.
But I'm hesitant to say certain things because I know that my mom is still healing. You know what I mean? Like she's still sensitive about the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know, so for context, my mom is an alcoholic. And she has not had a drink in over a year now. And I think that in her sobriety, she's learning to accept that, people have things to say. So, like, I feel like, so I just this morning watched the episode on Ginny and Georgia when Ginny's at the therapist and Georgia insists on being in the session with her. And, like, at that point, it's like, okay, the boundaries. Like, you clearly don't respect any boundaries because this is my session and you want to stay. You know, like, you think that you should just barrel into here.
Period. Let me have this.
Right, exactly. Yeah, like, I've got my issues that I'm dealing with. I don't want to spoil anything because, if people want to watch the show. But I think that a lot of times, and I don't have daughters, I didn't have my daughter. I didn't have my kids young. My mom,
my daughter young. And
right.
I have made my own mistakes. Not some of the mistakes that.
Right.
But I've made my own.
But so like I can't like. I definitely have the mother wound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people do. My mom had me as a teenager. My father was never my father. And so my mom was growing up as I was growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my mom was a child and behaved like a child. But she also dealt with way more shit by the time she was 40 than I ever have, as far as like, well, I guess at this point, I've been through some shit too. But like the shit that she, had to deal with as a mom, I didn't have to deal with as a mom. Yeah. I dealt with it in my 20s.
Parenting different.
Right. So, but like the traumatic experiences that she dealt with, like abusive relationships and shit, happened in her 20s, and probably they happened at the same age that I dealt with the shit. Yeah. But I didn't have kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so like I wasn't relying on men.
Again? It's 4.
4. Yeah, 4. Same. So she had me young, and then my brother and sister have the same father. Yeah. And then the youngest a little by the good man. Yeah.
A little what? God, I can't say it. I have a little nickname, anyway, a little bonus, a little hey.
Well, yeah.
Hey, you.
Right.
Where'd you come from?
So that is it's the same. And so like there are some things that I know she's very sensitive about, because like, so there was a situation, somebody alluded to the fact that I raised my siblings because I was always babysitting and like, but she was trying to work to pay for it, you know what I mean? So, the fact that was said was brought up every argument that we had. So it clearly made her feel some kind of way. You know what I mean? So I have to be careful about certain things I say, but I do have the mother wound, and I do notice patterns that I've picked up from her. And like when I was watching Ginny and Georgia in the episode, she was like, I didn't have friends because like we moved so much. Literally, I went to, hold on, I calculated it before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, so I went to Lincoln for it.
Close your fucking legs.
So, Lincoln, Ring Rocks, West Pottsgrove. I know, I'm home. Lincoln, West Pottsgrove.
So are these just schools or like all high schools?
No, these are all like, so I went to one school. I was in kindergarten for like a month, and then they moved me to first grade. So for kindergarten and first grade, I went to this one. Then we moved, and I went to Ring Rocks. Then I went to West Pottsgrove. Then Franklin. Then Pottstown Middle School. Then Olmsted. Then Pottstown High School. Then Northtown High School. So 8 schools. 8 schools.
That is exactly why I get up and drive the hard school every day. We're not far. We're, I'd say, 15, 18 minutes away from our school. It's a long story short why we're even out of the school district, because we don't have to be now, but because we work and we live in a different county that is shitty in comparison to where we were going to school at, I just kept her in there for that reason. It's like, my life would be much easier if I moved her to her base school. That's a better school, because we live in Rockville now.
But she's got the relationships with her friends, and that is part of the experience.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drive her. Yeah.
So like by the time I got to high school, now granted, like the schools from like 1st through 5th grade were all in the same general area. But then, like, we moved to a different state.
But she
when
just did what
school.
I could do, and like, fuck it, you going to the base school instead of just driving you a little further to stay at the school, which sucks.
Yeah.
But that's why I do it.
Right.
Because I mean, it'll be, the girl's 15. She should be getting up, walking around the corner to the bus.
Yeah.
And I see your mom just made you go to the base school, even if it was 5 minutes apart, just to fucking.
Not every time though. No, actually, that's not true.
She didn't.
No. So,
there would have been more schools if.
Right.
Okay.
So, when I was going into 7th grade, we moved to Buffalo because that's where my stepfather was from, and I did not go to the base school. I went to a magnet school.
Okay.
So I had to like wait and like they had to do all the paperwork to show like my IEP and all that stuff.
Oh, you had an IEP?
Mm-hmm. And so
I know about those things now as I read.
Yeah.
I may have to.
Yeah, so I had an IEP. So I had to do all that, and then so I had to get bused to a school. My siblings went to a school around the corner. I had to get bused to a magnet. It was not technically a magnet school, but it was like a school for the gifted and talented. So I had to get bused.
Oh, you had an IEP that was on the reverse.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. When I think of IEP, I think about like my one of my good friends, her son has a little special needs, and whenever she would say IEP, it was because he needed a little bit more help. So now I think of IEP, I think of like Jahan, who may need more help. I didn't realize that IEP is also used for gifted.
Because you need special.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You need different stuff.
When I hear IEP, I don't think of that. You get what I mean? Like, I don't think of gifted.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I'm like, you had an IEP?
I did, yeah. I wasn't diagnosed with ADHD until I was 27.
But no, now it makes sense why you had an IEP. When you said it, I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, what the fuck would you need help with? But it was for the reverse.
Yeah.
Got you.
So, like, I had to get all that done. And then after 8th grade, when it was time for me to go to high school. So, granted, I'm in middle school. All these kids, especially for this particular school, like, they all went to the same school. Yeah. So they were in this program all together, and everybody knows all the same stuff. I came from a bunch of different fucking elementary schools from this little shitty ass town. You know what I'm saying? And outside of Philly, yeah. And so now I'm in like a gifted school, not just in the gifted class. Like when I was in the gifted class, the gifted program in like elementary school. They would just once a week bus us to another school to meet with all the other different gifted kids in the district, and we would have to do some fucking programs on the computer or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm in this like a whole school where the whole program is like, you supposed to know this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that was like a rough 2 years. It was difficult for so many reasons, like aside from like dealing with like puberty and like in those prepubescent middle school years, but also like not knowing anybody, also with this family that's all of a sudden like always present, and I just met these people when y'all got married last year. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And so there was that part.
That part was good though, them being present.
Yeah, it was good, but it was like still like I never had like my dad's family before. You know, I didn't meet them till later in life. You know what I mean? Even though they were right down the street, I could not pinpoint my old ass grandmother to save my life. If I don't know what my dad's mom looks like. Yeah. But then, so then for high school,
I wish there was just less of that period in the world. Like,
yeah. Trifling. But so then for high school, I was like about to go to this I got into Hutch Tech, like this nice ass, like cool, like the cool smart kids high school. And then we moved back. So then I'm like sad about that. But we were supposed to be moving to Oklahoma. Yeah, girl, it was a mess. So we were supposed to be moving to Oklahoma to Tulsa. Wow. Yeah. And then ended up, my mom got out there and was like, fuck. No, it wasn't Tulsa. It was Vegas. We were supposed to be moving to Vegas. And my mom got there and was like, nah. So we didn't move there, obviously. We moved back to PA. I went to the high school with all the people that I went to. But at this point, I don't know them the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, we didn't do middle school together. And then then we moved again. They moved, but I didn't move because I ended up staying with my aunt because so the one high school had a block system where you only have 4 classes a day, and they have like semesters, and the other high school had a regular typical 10-period day. So I would have had to go to summer school. Like I would have failed everything because I was completely on a different, you know what I'm saying? So that, for that reason, I didn't move there till 10th grade. And that's where I like went to high school. That's like the high school I claimed. But like, that's a whole lot of fucking, and at that point, I didn't know all these people. I'm the new girl. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, people who don't know that I might have gone to high school with are like, oh, she was on the cheerleading squad and she had the boyfriend who was on the football team and she ran track and did this and that, was in the gifted classes. But like, there's a whole lot of like angst and anxiety that comes along with being the new girl and having like Ginny, you know what I mean? Like when all of a sudden she's like popular and like at home she's fucking like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like it's too much. She had the popular boyfriend and all that. This is in 10th grade, you know, so I could relate. And so like when I talk, I'm like, oh, post college. It's like, oh yeah, I lived in Florida. Like when I'm talking to people, I'm like, oh yeah, I lived in Florida for a year. Oh yeah, I lived in Texas. Like, and then I'm like, I can see the pattern of being like,
I did that, but I
let's
can't
move.
blame that on her.
Yeah.
That was just, I don't know where my shit came from. That I went right after high school. I went to Miami for like 2 months. That was horrible at the time. Miami is for you when you're established, not broken 18. Went to Miami, then I went to Philly. I should have met you there. That would have been a good slot to meet you.
That would have been a good slot.
You already went to Philly and then Atlanta. And then back and forth to Maryland, Atlanta, back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't have the same like high school. We moved a lot, but we were always on the same street, so I didn't have to change schools. The one time I changed schools, I went to one school in 9th grade, and then I finished off another school, 10th through 12th, but that was my choice. It was like they had this like thing where you could choose your school. I chose to go to the other school, so I don't have that. But the show, I don't have some of the experiences, but my stuff is more so realizing why I am same thing, but why I'm the woman that I am, like why I do certain things. And I'm like, hey girl, this comes from my mom. I love her to death. I'm not going to bash her, but these are not things that we haven't, well, the one I was telling you about earlier, we haven't talked about, but the other fuck shit we've talked about. So it's not, you know, I can say it and she could just stop watching. I mean, I'm going to
I think Melanie's afraid to watch my show.
I'm gonna talk my shit because, like you said,
she can't drink while she's watching it. She's like, oh no,
this has been our therapy. So I'm gonna talk, but should I just get straight into what we were talking about?
What you want to do?
So I was having a conversation with Whole Foods, and I almost said his real name. If I ever do that, edit.
Oh, of course, it's gonna be.
Yeah, be like Whole Foods.
Right over your mouth. Nope.
So I was having a conversation with him, and I told him, I was like, okay, I've had 2 significant relationships with men. Obviously, I mean, it's been a bunch of men I've dated and dealt with, but the 2 significant, my ex-husband and then Jahan's father, right? Both of them have told me, you don't respect men. And when the first one, my ex-husband told me, I'm like, whatever, it didn't make sense. And then when Jahan's father told me that, I'm like, uh-oh, I've heard this before. And then he said, he got more into it. He said, where'd you view, like, the stuff you be doing and saying, where'd you witness this? Like, why are you this way?
Yeah.
This had to have come from something. Who taught you this? And I'm like, damn. It hit me once he said that. Like, because it had to come from somewhere. So then I would just start, like, thinking about, I didn't think about it so much then because at the time I'm mad at him, so I don't really give a fuck what you're saying. But recently, because I've been making a conscious effort not to be this way, excuse me, I've been thinking about things I would say and where they came from. And I used to talk to men so crazy, and I witnessed my mother doing that, and Zahara has probably witnessed me. She witnessed my smart mouth. I don't think I know she hasn't witnessed the intensity that I actually heard or witnessed my mother talking to men, but now I'm going to make sure this heart doesn't.
Yeah.
But my mother would say some of the darnest things. I'm not going to repeat what she said. I told you some things I remember, but she would say some wild things to men.
Yeah, I heard my mom say
some wild shit. And it's like, you don't say that to somebody that you're supposed to love. And then another thing that me and Whole Foods had talked about, like towards the beginning, just in small, just conversation. I was telling him like the last one, we just didn't click no more. It was no emotional connection. And he's like, it sounds like there may have been at one point, but then you did something or said something that made him shut off. And I'm like, damn, you're probably right. And that was the one who told me like, you have no respect for men. So I had to realize like at some point I said something to that man to break him down, whether I realized it or not. Now, when that particular situation, I'm not going to totally let him be the victim. I remember him saying some shit to break me down too. But you get in this defense mode that I don't ever want to be in with a man again. Mm-hmm. That's all it be coming down to. You just defending yourself. And then the same thing with my ex-husband. He was trying his best at some point, but I remember like it just never being enough. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to be like that anymore.
Yeah. Like I remember in some relationships, like constantly nagging and bickering. And
my
like,
mother...
Oh my gosh.
Such a nag to men. And when I tell you like, so with my ex-husband, I can admit that I was a pretty shitty wife and we were so young. Then I got with Jahan's father and I remember being so much better with him. Even to the point just my ex-husband said like, you different. I could tell. You know, just being like, when we were just cool, like you different. That's good. Yeah. So I was so much different with him, but I still knew where I fucked up. And now with Whole Foods, like, I ain't perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. But all the things that I know I did wrong, I'm just not doing it. And I told him it's not for you, it's for me. Because regardless of who I'm with, I know what type of woman I want to be. Like I want to build you up. Don't break you down. I witnessed a lot of the insults. And
my God.
God forbid you don't have the money for this bill. You ain't shit.
You broke.
Like
I remember like specifically getting told like, make sure you get you a man with money.
Oh.
Because I don't want you to have to deal with this broke shit.
Listen, that was... Oh, there's we could talk about this for hours, Kirsten. There's so much to unpack. But my whole upbringing since I was 14 was my mother telling me, get you somebody with money, and you bet you don't have sex with nobody if they're not giving you no money. Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't get that.
Listen, the shit I was told before I was even having sex, I would never tell my child. Mm-hmm. Never.
Yeah. I think,
and she's 15, and I would never tell her this shit.
I think, okay, so I had a couple things for that. First of all,
there's so much I could,
I know.
This is a fucking piece of this shit.
I know. But, so, okay, as far as that goes, right, like, I feel like part of being a mom is wanting your kids to have better than you had.
Absolutely.
Right? So, for my mom, because she had me, because my mom dropped out of high school, and had me, like, at 18 years old with, like, literally, after I was born, my father had to go and play in his high school football game. Mm-hmm. So, like, these were for real kids, you know what I'm saying? And, so my mom's thing was, like, you ain't gonna be no hoe. You better get them grades up. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I wasn't allowed to listen to certain radio stations. I had to, like, you better know them Bible verses the same way you know them lyrics, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And it was so strict until I got to high school. And then, like, at some point, like, my daughter's, an attractive girl. She's built a little curvier than the average teenager. You know what I'm saying? She gonna get fucked. Mm-hmm. So then, so once she found out, like, that, she put me on the pill.
Oh, yeah.
Just like Ginny and Georgia.
I was put on the pill before I was having sex.
Yeah.
I think I had
sex like one time.
So I was never told not to have sex. I was just told when you do it, come tell me, get you on the pill, and make sure you get you some money or something. You leave there with something. You better leave with something.
See, I never got that, and I kind of wish that I had, because I feel like in every relationship that I've ever been in, I've left with less than I went there with. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not this marriage, because I did like a 180. I caught a lick, but like but emotionally, I think I left with less than I came in with. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like my identity, like I left just being so confused and who the fuck am I? You know what I'm saying? But also, like, and I'm not, she was like, you are not going to blame me for your marriage. You made your own decisions, blah, blah, blah. But like, she'll be like, I never said that. But I'm like, you definitely said, like, your little cousin and your little brother beat you to it. So I guess I'm not going to bother you for grandkids. Like, she definitely was like, I need some, like, you know what I'm saying? At one point, she was like, I don't care who you have it with. Just give me a grandchild.
There's so much I could.
Yeah. So I feel like, the one, like, the most toxic relationship I've ever been in, like, it was definitely 50-50. Like, both of us. We were both the problem. You know what I'm saying? And
who was that?
The girl in college.
Oh,
the girl in college, yeah.
Oh, that's why I say we crazy.
But here's the thing. So, not the good stepdad, but like her other husband, you know what I'm saying, was extremely abusive. Like to the point where like as an 8-year-old, I feared my own death, my mom's death. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lived in fear.
And how long was she with him?
7 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
like from 8 to 15?
For me?
Yeah, because you said at 8. So like how old were you?
I was 3 when they got married.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 3 to 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
that's tough. Those are important years. That's like Rico and Rocco, your kids. You know, that's like...
Right. So, like, imagine kids your age watching you get beat up, right? And then going to school the next day and having to be a straight A student. Because, like, what happens in my house stays in my house. Don't you dare ever share. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the cultural thing.
Yeah.
And, like, literally, like, having to sit through school and, like, don't you dare come home with a bad grade. I don't give a fuck that you just saw me getting fucking tossed around like a fucking beanbag. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I give my mom a lot of grace. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the truth, like, my experience and my feelings are valid. Like, so I was going to say the toxic relationship that I was in, I was the one who was throwing hands all the time. You know what I'm saying? And, like, even relationships with men, like, Mike, like, I socked this shit out of Mike.
I never did this to Jahi because that was part of the growth. Like, I never, John's dad, I never once had the desire to put my hands on him. But with my ex-husband, I done sent that nigga to work looking like Scar attacked his ass. He light skinned, so he had scratches.
Now imagine if the roles were reversed.
He'd be locked up. He did nothing to deserve that.
Right.
Now, I never even said this publicly, but he got my ass back one time.
That's not funny.
Listen,
it's not funny.
I've never even said this to nobody. Well, a handful. One time, he lost his shit. And you know, we're going to get big, and this part's going to maybe get me canceled for a minute. I gave him a little bit of grace for that one time he lost his shit because he was getting abused for about 7 years. So
here's the thing that my mom,
like,
yes,
listen, I hate to.
Y'all just watch, look, this wig. Wigs are not made for big ass heads like mine. Listen, so y'all gonna see me
I
adjust
hope
this
that
bitch.
That's not like, oh, she said it's okay.
No, that is not at all.
Not what I'm saying. My
mom, who was a battered woman, always told me, do not, she would say, because this one other ex that I have this is the one who, like, the one,
Got a lot of ones. Sis.
We got a lot of
one?
ones. The one that. The one that you said cool to love is the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
This one does not. I don't think I ever like gave him a nickname. Cause his name is a nickname, but like
we calling niggas. You know,
yo, this fucking wig is really fucking slipping. Yo, like you can see it like literally lifting up off my head. Hey, how come wigs are made for little peanut head bitches
I don't
like
got no
this?
peanut head.
Yes, you do. Your head is like a little perfect, little round grape.
I got a head on me. Back to the story.
Oh, so
I can't believe I just said that. I mean, it's life. At this point, this was further in the marriage. It wasn't. We was like already done.
Yeah.
Just stuck in the house. Oh yeah, you got me.
Yeah. So my mom always said because
the angels came through that night because I just like I didn't even attack back. I just.
The reason that it came up is because me and that one, he would always be trying to play fight me. And my mom was always like, it always starts off with play fighting. And she said, and don't ever, 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 ever put your hands on a man and not expect him to hit you back. She was like, there's always a chance.
I used to be hitting him and he would take it. I
And
was
that's
wrong.
not okay.
This was wrong.
Yeah,
Y'all, please
that's
do
not
not. It's
okay.
not okay. I never hit the last one. My hand would start raising with that one. And I knocked the shit out of you. But I never, my hands never raised. I did have more respect for him. I think. I can't even imagine. First of all, I wouldn't even play with Whole Foods. I think he might knock me the fuck out.
You'd be like, no,
but I would never even.
It would be like one of them scenes, like in the cartoons, like in the wall, when they go into the wall and you see the bricks.
No, that's a lie. No, I don't think he hits women.
No.
Listen,
this is not funny, y'all. We're laughing through our pain right now.
Yes, that's what we do. Laughing through our pain. Kevin Hart. I never wanted to even pluck the last one. So each relationship I've grown so much, but whew.
So
yes,
I'm gonna tell you about so hold on real quick. I said that I hit my ex-husband.
Well, I can't even imagine why you would hit him.
I'm not saying he deserved it. I'm not gonna say
just
that.
once, or you did it a few times.
Just once. So
okay.
Okay. So it's like bookends, right? So like in the very beginning, Parker fell and hit his mouth on the humidifier and had to get stitches.
I'm not laughing at the baby. I'm just laughing at the baby like, this is why you hit him?
Had to get stitches, right? And I'm like, oh shit, we gotta go to the ER, right? I'm like, panicking and stuff.
Yeah,
and he was
firstborn.
He was like, this is your fucking fault. Before I knew it, I was connecting. Like his back was to me. And next thing I knew, like he turned his face and met. He was like, I'm pressing charges. Funny. Oh, I swear to God, he said he was pressing charges.
Look, I'm about to take it in somewhere. On Good Miles, Bad Choices, she was talking about how, like, it's a little harder now because they could say so much in the beginning because nobody was watching. So, like, it's going to get to it's going to get to we got to get it all out now.
We got to get it out now, and they're going to be like, you know how they would bring up old tweets? They will one of these days they're gonna be like, this famous bitch said
be
this.
like, because it's gonna be you gonna be in the red carpet and they're gonna be like, no, actually
she abuses men.
She's canceled because she supports domestic violence.
I do not. I'm saying like now as a mom,
I'll be somewhere signing my book at Barnes and Noble.
They'd be like, did you put the chapter where you sent that man looking like Scar? The light-skinned man sent him to work, battered and bruised.
Just like fucking Scar too. These niggas be so ugly when you're like, so ugly. We were toxic as shit. Always told me that my Instagram name should not be Magical Sakina. It should be toxic.
Our profile picture should be Mr. Yuck. You know, talking about the poison stickers on the poison.
I'll show my shirt. Look, you making me hide here, girl. Listen, okay. Can you get okay? So we about to be rambling for 6 hours. Go to the ex. He hit you. You hit him or something?
Who? No,
Montana.
he would no. Montana. So he
Yeah, this wig is not giving.
No, he did. This wig is slight. Like I can feel it. I can literally feel it going like this.
It's okay.
You know
I mean,
what?
guess what?
I'm about to pull it off.
They know it's a wig. Fucking because when shit pop, it's gonna be getting packages of the lace.
They're gonna be like, I sent an extra large to the big headed bitch because her wig be slipping.
You know what? There's beauty in these days. This same ass wig I've had for 2 years. This shit.
This shit.
There's beauty in it.
Why you do me like that? He said, this shit. Whatever the fuck we call it. It's human.
Well, it's okay because you don't need it. I need it. There's beauty in this shit.
She said,
I know.
this shit.
Girl, Montana, get back to Montana. What we at?
No, he would always try to play fight and he would make like
That's
jokes
strange.
about beating my ass and shit. Like he would make jokes. And
that's different.
One time he made a joke to my mom and my aunt, like, I'll beat her ass. And they both said, no, the fuck you won't.
Yeah, that's
like they both
joke.
were like, nigga, we ain't cool. You ain't gonna be talking
so
like this.
So what happened? What makes him come up? Just to play fight?
No, because that's when my mom was like, don't do that fucking play fight and shit.
Yeah, don't keep your fucking hands to yourself.
Yeah.
I was so wrong.
I even feel that way with when it comes to my
ex-husband.
kids. Like, if I don't want them to hit each other, I'm not going to hit them. And I'm also not going to, like, make them think that people who are older than them or bigger than them or have more authority than them have the right to inflict pain. That's a whole nother topic that people love to fucking have some problems with me about for not beating my kids. But
no, I've spanked mine, but I haven't in a
No, they've gotten popped. I'm gonna tell you, like they've gotten popped.
Spanked is two different things.
I used to get whooped. Yes,
I used to get. Listen,
I used to go pick my fucking switch.
Listen, this goes back to the trauma. There's so much. There's so much that I didn't know was trauma until I became a mom. My dad, we're gonna use that term lightly for many reasons. Used to have a belt called Mr. Dangerous. It was this fucking thick. I'm 6 or 7 years old, little girl. Why the fuck are you hitting me, your daughter? And why are you, sis, allowing this? Because I wish a nigga,
grown
dad
man
or not, would hit especially Zahara. Like, you're not gonna hit none of my kids with no belt, but especially Zahara. What was I doing that bad to get hit with a belt as a little girl?
Belt.
Now, we're not talking this. Okay, don't take this the wrong way. Not you either. We're not talking Rocco and Sean, where they be like, what the fuck? They could be doing some shit to make you mad.
That you'd be like, I've said out loud, like, you are so lucky
that
I will not whoop your ass.
I'm saying, like, we're not talking about that type of child,
right.
Challenging child, the sweetest, but
those
are not two challenging children.
Yes. They're the kids that taking us to the point of like,
what would me and my sister at maybe 5 and 7 be doing to get hit with a big leather belt from a grown ass man?
And then they would fucking snap it.
No, they would snap it, and I would have like whips and shit on me as a little girl. Now, not a lot. This has not happened a lot. It
wasn't like an every night thing.
It wasn't no everyday thing. It was not that sort of abuse where it's repeated. But I mean, I don't know. The couple times I can remember, like, nobody's hitting my daughter with no fucking belt. I'm not saying, I know it sounds sexist, but it's just something, you're not playing with my daughter with no fucking belt.
So,
this is
the only man who hit me with a belt was the one who was also beating her ass with a belt. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
same thing. Like, I didn't really witness it because when that was going on, I was young, but it was going on.
Right.
Yeah.
So, that's why when you say, like, why are you letting this happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's kind of been trained to allow this to happen. But, like, my baby brother's father, the good man, and that was not quotes. That was, like, he was a good ass man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He never whipped my ass.
Oh, yeah, mine.
But
my good stepfather would never, and it's a lot of things he would never.
But here's the thing. A lot of times, once you leave an abusive situation, you have now picked up. Like, so, for example, I heard something the other day about, like, how come you ever noticed that after you deal with a nigga, now he got a skincare routine, and now he's going to the next bitch with a good skincare routine?
Oh, yeah, like, all these niggas in there, witch hazel and shit they done picked up.
Yeah, now they know they gotta fucking,
y'all using my shit.
Using my shit. But here's the thing.
And your coconut oil. And
with every relationship, so this was the thing, the other part that I was going to unpack about what you were saying about how with Jahan's father, and now with Whole Foods, how it's like every level, you know what I'm saying? You've learned something from the past relationship and you bring it to the next, right? So in my mom's case, there was no good from that relationship. So part of what came along was the bad temper, the physical reactions, the crazy talking, like.
Yours, I keep looking at mine.
I know. I should have turned off my work notifications.
Because it just sounds just like mine, obviously.
But like some of the negative patterns, you know what I mean? So like, I'm not gonna get into some things, but like, so a lot of that.
We're going to one day.
A lot of the one day,
getting
right?
Them coin.
So
paid food that they paid us to
eat. Unfortunately, the result was because this was a good man, and sometimes women tend to, that's the thing that they are most focused on, keeping the good man, you know. Some of the negative stuff, you know, I'm in my preteens and teens. Yeah. So the way to discipline that she learned from the previous relationship, sometimes that will come out on me. Yeah. So like, I feel like with relationships and with parenting, it's like you try to like level up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so, okay, I learned that this does not work. You can't call a man dry. Noted. Don't say that to the next nigga.
Listen, we're gonna agree. Me and you. They don't like that.
They do not like to be called dry.
What I said last time? That they don't like the long text, and I got called out this week. Cap. Okay, we're gonna bury the dry word.
We're gonna bury dry.
Because I've had somebody else tell me they don't.
Even if nigga, if you acting dry, you acting dry. But I'm not gonna say it to you acting dry. I'm gonna say, girl, he was acting dry.
When I say it to you, I'm right. I heard you was acting dry.
Right.
We're gonna agree on that as friends.
Yes. Deal.
Okay. Damn, so much. Everything you said just makes me think about something. Okay. So back to what I was saying originally about just talking to people crazy. Had a conversation last night, and it made me realize, like, they might really didn't respect me, and not for other reasons too. But it also came from, like, I just thought that's how you talk to men. Crazy. And that shit was cool when I was like in the streets or whatever, dealing with randoms, and I thought that, you know, that shit was cute because I had a slick mouth. But you don't do that to somebody you love, somebody that's helping you with your kids or whatever the fuck. You don't do that. I don't want to be known as that. That I will say, like, I did so much better with the last one. This time, it's like, I'm not gonna. We all know we and him haven't been dealing with each other that long, but I feel like we all know some weaknesses about each other. Like, you would know if me and you fell out today, you would know how to get me. You would know. Oh, bitch, that's what you would know things to say. Yeah, he knows.
But and that's how I was taught to fight, to say some mean shit. You know what I mean?
So he would know because he knows the same. You know, he pretty much knows the same tea about my life as you know. So he would know. Just like I may not have like anything so direct to know about him, but I could think of things that we want to work on. You know, we all have things we want to build and work on. I seen this in a reel too. She said, like, you can know your partner's weaknesses. You never throw that shit in their face. And
because
that's what I witnessed.
You're their safe space to unpack that.
I know that shit sounds corny. Safe space in your peace, but no. I need to be your safe space. You need to be mine.
Like there's stuff, there's honestly stuff that, like, my close friends could say to me, and I'd be like, bitch, I will never fucking talk to you ever the fuck again. Like, there is no coming back from certain
because your friends are supposed to be your safe space too. Like, my friend yesterday told me, you should go to therapy. And I'm saying this with love. And that was because she knew. I think it started from the bullshit that we went through the other day. And it's like, girl, you are overreacting a little bit. Calm down. Give it a minute. So, I think you should be able to safely say that to your friends or your partner, but you don't throw.
Yeah.
I want to treat my man.
You that and you this and you that.
I want to treat my man the same way I treat my best friends. Like,
right.
I can think of Jesse, Taisha, you, Ashley. Oh, God, I shouldn't have said this out loud. I might miss somebody. But my niece, I can think of my people who I just would never talk down on. I'm going to tell them stuff with love. You have told me things like, girl, you need to do this or do that or stop. Or you tell them stuff with love. That's why shouldn't you talk to your man like that? And he should talk to you like that. Right. And I think it's a little cultural. Yeah. It is, for sure.
So the other part, like, so you said earlier, like, you don't want Zahar to see that. But you don't want your boys to see that either, because then that's what they will then allow from their partners.
Yes, they'll allow it,
and they'll expect it, and they'll let some woman talk to them crazy.
I know, so with that,
because we always say about men, like, do you want your daughter to be treated like that? But we don't ever think about, like, do you want your son to be treated like that?
With that being said, I still have some to work on, because when I get mad, I will say certain things out loud that I should keep in my head. I did not always do it, but I did it not too long ago. I have to work on that. Again, we never said we were perfect. I know I need to work on one, because you're right. I don't want them accepting that either. And I don't want them to be reversed and they be the toxic man either. But, yeah, this adult shit that we wanted to do so bad is hard. It's fuck.
Ghetto.
It's ghetto.
Adulthood is the worst.
It's ghetto, but I do think this generation, our age group, is doing good.
We're much more intentional.
We are going to therapy and things.
And
we're letting our children speak. Because I have to catch myself so often with Zahar. I am strict with her, and it's because that I'm the opposite of what my mother, like. So I'm not going to, certain things I'm going to tell you. I'm not naive. You're going to have sex one day.
Right.
But instead of me telling you, tell me so you can get on the pill, I'm going to tell you all the reasons why you should not rush it. I'm not about to sit here and act like, now she's a private kid. To force shit out of her. But I'm not going to sit here and act like you're never going to do it. But I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't rush it and why you should be a little grown-er. I never had those conversations. I was never told, respect your body.
See, for me, it was never about respecting your body. It was about don't get pregnant.
See, I have told my child, listen, these are the conversations I've had with her. Listen, do all the looking you want. That's what your eyes are for. But respect yourself and know that every choice you make now, once you make that choice, there is no undoing it. I ain't never hear no shit like that. I tell her, anything you do right now, you can't undo it. So just fucking choose wisely and make these decisions for you. Don't do it because your friends is like. There's so many things that I wish I would have been told and I think she's listened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're just different kids, just so different. Period. Yeah. She's not perfect either, but I was never told respect my body. I had no respect for my body because I wasn't taught.
Yeah.
Wasn't taught that.
So, I was in this program in 7th and 8th grade, and it was like a peer educator group, and it was like basically like I was able to like educate anybody in my middle school on HIV, like all STIs, like how to put on a condom, what can happen with this, like what ways can things be transmitted, all that, right? 7th and 8th grade. I did have to get like pulled out. Like my stepdad was super religious, like super, 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 super religious, and he was part of that program.
Yeah.
Like he was employed by the people that put it on. But I got paid to do this. Like I got like a stipend every couple weeks or whatever. And so that was technically my first job, but
that's funny.
Right. But like when they were talking about like eating out and stuff, like my dad would be like, no, you can't watch that video. You know what I'm saying? Like he would like pull me out. So like because somebody said, what about when you eat out a girl? And my dad's like, hey, like this is supposed to be teen awareness group. Teens are gonna talk how teens talk. And I was like, at this point, my dad don't know I already been ate out like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like a long time ago. At this point, I'm 12. This shit happened a long time ago. So, That's a whole other issue too. So,
Oh,
but so what was I going with that?
We never know.
I don't know. So I got that whole like be safe and you know these are all the terrible things that can happen if you have sex. I already got that talk, but at that point it was way too late.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a whole lot of other shit happened before then, and at this point, you know what I'm saying? But the whole motivation behind don't be a fast ass is getting pregnant. Yeah. So then imagine how confused I am when I'm 28 and you asking me for grandbabies. I was taught to be afraid of that shit.
You were 28 and being asked? Oh, that's something that brought me back. My sister will tell you, we were being asked during high school. I don't care if one of y'all have a baby.
Lil Wayne, you ever hear Lil Wayne tell that story too? Like when he was 16, his mom was like, I want a grandbaby. And he was like, all right. And that's when he got Toya pregnant because he was like, you said you wanted a grandbaby. So
it's very strange because now that I have 4, granted, she's been Hey, again, I just got to tell my truth. She's been helping me a lot lately and I appreciate it.
Gotta put me first too.
She's been helping me a lot lately and I appreciate it.
Think of it like, you don't want to say those niggas' names, but you're going to say my name on this camera.
Listen, I appreciate
I'm sorry. I love you.
I appreciate the recent help. But this was years of me having children and I didn't get much help. So what the fuck was I going to be doing with the kid in high school? Now, granted, if I'd had a kid in high school and just stopped there at 1 or 2 or something, they would have been grown now and life may have been a little bit different. But I said like, why? Imagine me telling Zahara next year, I just want a grandkid. No. Yeah. What's weird? It's weird fucking energy that I didn't realize was happening until I had my own daughter. And everything wasn't perfect with her because Zahara's going to have her own trauma that come from me because her dad wasn't in her life when she was young. And those are things that we're going to have to work through. That was a decision that I fucked up.
Babysitting. That's the oldest of 4.
Yeah, but
I'm not calling you a bad mom. That episode, I'm surprised. Like, if I was Georgia, I would have whooped Ellen's ass for calling me a bad mom. Ellen was the lady across the street, the twins' mom.
Oh yeah.
She was like, I don't want to call you a bad mom.
Now,
bad mom.
What
I would have choked that bitch the fuck out. You
this.
call me a bad mom. I'm never gonna call you a bad mom. You're a terrific mom.
No, this year she has been babysitting, but it's never Jahan. Zahara's never changed a diaper on God. No. So when I tell you babysitting, it's just literally being a presence for. It's never
being there while them little niggas on the
Only
screens.
Rico and Rocco.
Yeah.
It's never Jahan. She has never changed a diaper. She went to Florida to see her dad and changed the fucking diaper. She has never wiped Jahan's ass. She has never made him about. So it's not the parenting part. No, because I don't like that. I don't like when little girls have to do that shit. Now, as a single person that she's legally old enough to stay in there with them while I go work, you're gonna do that sometime. You can do that sometime. And she ain't never, if she complained to her friend, she never came to me complaining. I'll give her that. She never changed diaper though, so it's a balance. No, I just don't like. I don't like the teenager.
I swear to God, I was not throwing shade.
No,
at
I
her
don't think so.
Now.
But like, I just don't like the vision of teenagers doing baby things.
Right.
She don't. Thank God for Jahan's daddy because he be.
Diapers.
That's a net. She changed. I mean, no shade to them. I love them in Florida, but she watched the baby in Florida. She don't do that. So, damn. Oh, so back to her. Like, we may have our own things we need to deal with, sort out when she gets older, because I had a baby by someone that I barely knew. She knows this. I'm not saying nothing that she don't know. I had the choice. I chose to have my baby, period. It was not an ideal situation. Luckily, it's a much better situation now. We have all grown through it. We are all cool. All parties involved. But that's going to be something that maybe Zahara don't like me for. And then I have to deal with that. So I'm not bashing my mother and acting like, my shit is sweet. We all have our thing.
Right.
Or my kids, I'm divorced. So,
right.
We're going to everyone has their thing.
Yeah.
But there are some things that ain't going to happen. I'm going to say that. There are some things that are not going to be told to her. Is it going to be perfect? Well, my baby, we may be sitting in therapy one fucking day. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but there's some shit that you're not going to experience.
So
that I'm gonna say and mean it. There's some things you're not going to experience. And if, God forbid, you experience them, they're not going to end with these people being free to walk around in the world. They're going to be in jail. And I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
They're not going to, these people are not going to be free to do this to other people. And I know about it. That I'll say. That the generation is fucked. That I'll say. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's no. I'm a fight. I'm going to fight until I'm dead, making sure that things are handled as they should be. There's no blind eye. We don't talk about that. No. That's what I'm saying. Like, me and Zahara will be fine. We will talk about her daddy. It's gonna be some shit we ain't never got to talk about though.
Right.
And if we talk about it, it's gonna be talking to the motherfucking jailhouse.
I'm not laughing at you.
I'm laughing at a nigga ain't never gonna be able to be at Thanksgiving with the kids.
I'm laughing at Georgia because
that's what she did right.
Yes.
And that's the part of her that I fuck with.
Exactly.
It's a lot of her that I fuck with.
Yeah.
But that right there.
Yeah. Facts.
I'm not gonna say nothing about that. Yeah. Cause
yeah.
The just shit that these women be blind eyeing to. It's like, yeah, my baby might have her shit, but it ain't gonna be that.
Yeah.
And she know it.
I think my kids are gonna have the issue with the being mixed.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody has their thing.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that Jahan's father told me one time that I think he said it kind of hypocritical, but it still made some sense. Like he was saying, as much as we want to protect our kids, this was before he was a father though when he said this. As much as we want to protect our kids, we cannot like make them skip their traumas either. Like we all have to go through something. Not because, some of them you're gonna skip. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
We all got to have a story.
So I'm not saying that like I'm not trying to glorify like having a fucked up childhood.
Right.
I'm saying, but I will say there is a marked difference between people who've been through some shit.
Absolutely.
And people who haven't, as far as like sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
hi Ashley.
Hey,
I don't
girl.
think Ashley watches my podcast anyway.
She follows our page.
Yeah. Okay. Let me text her.
I don't know if this is my first or second. I mean, it's my second or third class.
That's still my first time.
Oh yeah. This might be because we're getting a little deep. So.
Yeah, she. You have to meet her too. She's from Philly. I already told her we can have this summer get together because she has her very deep stuff too.
Yeah.
Maybe me and her share something in common. Maybe one day we'll have to make her get deep. But that's my girl. We gotta all get together. We would just be talking for hours.
Yeah. I don't remember what I was talking about. I don't feel like talking about that anymore.
It don't. Yeah, we don't even gotta.
Oh no! I was gonna say just like Mike, who grew up in like the like picket fence life. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a big difference.
There is a big difference, and it is what it is. Like, I'm not sitting here acting like I had the worst childhood ever because
I mean, I had like
I wasn't under no bridge. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Like, now, sorry again. What she did to make up for some things was kept me fly as a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking 7th grade, first bitch with the parachute goals, the iceberg. Like, why did I have a $180 sweater? It's iceberg sweater.
Yeah.
The fucking Simpsons on it or whatever the fuck was out at the time. Leave it alone. It's fine.
No, it wasn't. It was up. It was sitting. The elastic is not.
Listen, me and my little sister, it was a store called Up Against the Wall that was popular at the time. The flyest. Now I know. My kids ain't the flyest.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't.
My kids have no desire.
My kids ain't the flyest in the school, right? But they have other things and they have protection that I didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
We were the flyest because now I know that it was, what's the word?
Compensation.
Yeah.
My mom said the same thing about her mom. She said that we were always, she said we never looked dusty.
Covering up. And then it was me and Z so different because her sense of style was just so I don't give a fuck. And that says a lot about, so just
that's
think
the
about.
Kids these days, though.
Well, yeah, they're weird as fuck.
Yeah.
But like, just think about the people that have it together, really. They have more of a, like, I don't know. It's just different.
They don't feel like they have to wear a whole bunch of necklaces and shit.
Yeah, thank God. I thought it was going to change when she got to high school, but it really hasn't. Thank God it hasn't because I knew I would need a little help. But Yeah, that was our thing.
My mom said the same thing about her
Every
childhood.
weekend we're going shopping.
She said their dresses were always like the nicest dresses.
For life.
Like, yeah. But also my grandmother was a Libra, so that might be why.
That makes sense too.
Because one thing about me.
You gonna put that shit on?
I'm gonna put that shit on. But I also the thing about me being a Libra is sometimes I'll be putting that shit on, but most of the time I look like a young man. A handsome boy. I be looking like a handsome boy sometimes.
So
You heard me, Maya? You look like a handsome boy.
I often look like a handsome boy. Whole Foods asked me, was he going, which one am I getting? I'm getting Dom or, because you know he be seeing me without this wig and he loves it here. He doesn't give a fuck. Anyway, I was cute as shit when we went out for his birthday, and it was a basic. You were. Sorry. It was a basic ass dress, but I was cute. I was so cute. Get into the shape.
Speaking of dates.
Get into the shape.
Bitch, I see it.
Get into it. Period.
I see it. So, like, huh?
I be getting on your nerves. Don't roll your eyes.
You do be getting on my nerves. My man. Yes, bitch.
I mentioned it because he called me a fucking Dom. He might be my man, but he be talking shit too. He was just
like he was saying Dom like a stud.
Yeah.
Like,
he made him a sex stud instead of Dom. He used one of the vulgar language, one of the vulgar words, and asked me, he was like, basically, is he getting bald head or
stud isn't vulgar. Dom
well, whatever the fuck, I don't know, but
basically, the other D word is the vulgar word.
What? Oh yeah. He may have said that, but basically that's bald, Zakia, or hair, bitch. Yeah, he's a fucking asshole too. But so that's the only reason I mentioned it.
I had a realization.
What?
My best friend broke it down for me. And so it wasn't even just my best friend. It was okay, so me and my best friend called me for our bi-weekly chat. Yeah, like we'll not talk to each other for like a couple weeks and then get on the phone for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. And I don't talk on the phone. Mm-hmm. So like
please stop. You remember what made me snot? Start to sleep. Yeah, please, thank you. Soft ass hair. Like a bitch.
It's not the hair, it's the forehead.
Anyway.
So this week we had.
Now you look like Don't Call Me White Girl.
You be calling me white girl all the fucking time too.
You look lighter now that you took the wig off. You look really light. Okay, Mona, please. Go ahead.
Okay, so since we talk, let me stop. I love her.
Mona, so we love you. We would never come for you, bitch.
Ever. I love her. You know, she's my monologue. Like, she's my inner monologue.
Never come for you, Mona.
So this week we had like a couple different vendors trying to like woo us, right? Because we had some fuck shit happen with one of our vendors last year, and so like we're like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't put everything we got into this one vendor.
They know that, so they like, ooh, pick us.
So we're like we're like, you know, we're looking at some other potential vendors to, you know, support certain programs. So we had like meetings, like they did presentations, and then like they were in town this week, right? So they like to take you potential clients out to lunch or out for food, right? So Monday we had lunch. Now, granted, we're, you know, while we're like still working in the office, you're not supposed, you can't drink, like, you know, like we can't go to lunch and have some drinks, you know what I'm saying? So the lunch meeting on Monday was so fucking dry and boring.
We can call them dry.
Dry as fuck, like, and then that night I went to the Wizards game with more work people. That was the longest fucking day. I woke up at 3:00, had to sit through this fucking lunch, and then work people at the Wizards game. And so pair that with a conversation I had with my coworker when we got in the car, and then a conversation I had with my best friend. So we got in the car and we're like, oh my God, like dry. And I said, it's like when you go to dinner, go out to eat with somebody and the conversation is terrible, but at least I got a meal out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, middle finger to my whole life.
Oh my gosh. Like,
sitting there in a nigga's face.
In a nigga's face and getting a free meal. Like, and a nice meal. We was, founding farmers. It was a nice meal. But just like, so then, and she was like, and we don't even know if we're going to fucking use them. And I was like, I know. Like, imagine. Like, so, and I said, I was like, it's like going on a date. Yeah. Like, so then we were like talking about dating, right? And we were laughing about the apps and stuff. And I said, my friend said I should go on dates. Maybe I'll go. She was like, yeah, but that's more small talk. And I was like, that is it. That's it. And then my best friend had, nigga, I don't, like, what's your favorite color? It's blue. It's always fucking blue. It's always going to be blue.
What city is your mom from?
Oh my God. Like, and that was the conversation at the fucking lunch. Yeah. Like, oh, so you're an Eagles fan? Oh, you go, oh yeah, I grew up in this part. Like, just, if it's, I don't want to fucking go have a date and talk about your fucking favorite color.
It's not immediate, like, click. It's just no point for me. It's a no.
Just like, and my best friend, she was like, because she was like, I really think you'll feel like you should go on dates. I was like, oh, I don't want to. And it's not like and the whole like I'm not.
Because it would be so funny for.
But it's not like the. It's not like the.
Go for me.
For content, okay. For a story, I feel like I'm like from some movie where it's like she's going on dates just to write an article, and then she falls for the one guy, and he realizes it was all just a job for her. But my best friend was like, she was like, you know what? I know you don't want to go on dates. It's not because like I'm not over somebody. I mean, I'm not all the way over certain somebody.
We probably an hour in and you ain't said nothing.
I ain't said nothing.
Good.
I know.
You getting over it?
Can't say the same for you.
I'm not trying to get over it. I'm trying to get over it. I'm in it.
Oh, that's another thing. I'll stick a pin on that. So she was like, okay, she's like, I know dates are not your thing. She was like, because as loud as you talk about sex, as like silly and goofy as you are, and like free to talk about whatever, she was like, you really are fucking choosy, and you don't like to fucking. I don't want to talk about small talk, my nigga. I want to talk about politics. I want to talk about fucking defunding the police. I want to talk about human rights. I want to talk about your favorite James Baldwin, but like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? And I know that's weird coming from a bitch like me who talks crazy.
Somebody that you can find someone that's interested in those things.
But I don't want them too interested. I need them to be a nigga like me too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They out there.
But do they want to talk about that on the first date? And guess what? Do I feel like talking about any of that deep shit with anybody? Because I'm still in a certain situation.
I ain't never even read a fucking James Baldwin, but my thing is I be wanting to talk about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So like that's my thing, and even if you're not an entrepreneur, if you fucking with it, if you've even thought about it, that's my thing. Like that's probably my go-to thing. Like I'm gonna always end up talking about work or some goal or vision, and I need somebody that's okay with that.
Yeah.
That's why this is cool. Like I need you gotta seem interested. You can't seem like you're annoyed. So I'm with you.
And that's another reason that
that's my small talk, which ain't small. Just like
that's why there's cobwebs on my Gucci, because I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to get to know you.
I'm so selfish. I just want the stories from you. I'm so selfish.
You want me to put my life at risk?
You extra.
You want me to go have dinner with a man, not knowing if he's going to follow me home and kill me?
No.
You want me to put my life at risk just for some content? Deal. You got it. Sure, I've got so many stories as it is about my life being at risk. Do that shit for free. I'm leaving here with something. I'm leaving here with something.
Think about the shit. Girl, you were crazy.
Bitch, I was fucking crazy.
Crazy. Like, I'm in New York walking down alleys by myself going to meet niggas.
Right.
You know that shit. Them cities get a little sketchy, so niggas can have a nice place, but it's in some sketchy shit.
Yeah.
I'm in Harlem and shit. I'm doing the most.
Getting
I'm in niggas'
buses,
cars.
buses,
I'm in
and
buses
trains,
and trains.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Cabs. Only got $16 on me.
Bitch. But I got a plane ticket.
I only got 16.
Hold
on
on.
Me, but
I gotta pay this cab driver. I know I'm gonna get reimbursed, but I still gotta pay him.
Listen,
I
would never travel with $16 in my account.
Ever again. But bitch, yes.
The bravery.
And the you gotta pull out at least 20 at the ATM. So like, how am I pay this cabbie?
I'm not fucking with it. Listen.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Or
Cab driver. Do you take credit cards?
Picking the cheaper choice, like waiting to get the shuttle versus the car.
Yes.
That's just wild.
And you gotta stand out in the dark.
I don't want that. I don't want Sahara to be that part of me.
No.
She already ain't. But like, whew.
Girl.
We say that to say it and then did it for less.
I did it for less. All right, so I almost shot my shot at the gym. Oh my God. Okay. Let me read you a text message I just got.
So you gotta shoot your shot.
So listen, I did exchange numbers at the gym today. But not that way. No, it wasn't. It was not. Bitch. So So okay. So at my gym, there's 2 different gym bays, right? Mm-hmm. So for context, y'all, I go to the gym to lift weights every other week when I don't have my kids.
Because what's the goal? What you trying to do?
For mental health.
No, bitch. What's the other goal?
What's the other goal?
With the fruit.
I'm trying to fucking crack a watermelon this summer between my thighs. Absolutely. I'm gonna crack a nigga's head just like Kathy Drayton. Crack some fucking watermelon. Okay? Like, ugh! So that's the goal. I'm gonna crack a watermelon. Mm-hmm. So there's every other week I go and lift weights.
Yeah.
And when the boys are here, we talked about this before. Mm-hmm. So there's 2 gym bays. Period. There's one who like the nigga like he's always around when I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like I always see him like when I turn, he there. So nigga, but the bitches on TikTok have made it really difficult at this point because I don't know if you've seen like how they like set up their camera.
Oh, they in there doing that?
No, they're like set up their camera like they're recording themselves, but then like if a man glances their way, like if he's waiting on the machine or if he happens to look, oh my God, he's such a creeper. Like I felt so violated. This guy, you know what I'm saying? But this nigga be looking. Mm-hmm. Okay. I've only seen him there on Mondays. Mm-hmm. Then there's the other one who's taller with dreads. So the first one, he's got like undercut with dreads. Uh-huh. Like he wears his dreads up high, right? Mm-hmm. And he's not as tall, but he's built. Mm-hmm. He's got a nice face. I'm saying it's a familiar face. Like I feel like, do I know him from somewhere? But then the other one is taller, looks more like a nigga, mm-hmm. and his voice sounds like this. I know this because he held the door for me, right? And that's the one I was like. So I planned on shooting my shot with Monday. Because the other one only comes on Thursdays.
So Monday and Thursday, that's the name.
Monday and Thursday. So I thought about shooting my shot on Monday. Mm-hmm. And then on Tuesday I got there. He was not there. Mm-hmm. And that's when I noticed like, maybe he only comes on Mondays. Mm-hmm. So this morning I saw Thursday. Mm-hmm. But along with those 2 is this big, swole ass, shiny headed, bald headed nigga.
Yeah.
Who's a trainer. Who's like the Grooving Girl, like Big Groove, not Groove. He had to change his name. He's like he looks like Big Groove to me. Like he be posted up. He's a trainer. He trains all the like the older Latina ladies that are in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like
what that sound like?
Right. But when I say older, I mean like older. Like, you know, them Latino ladies be in the fucking gym at 50, 60 years old. Mm-hmm. They love it. They be in Zumba. Mm-hmm. My gym doesn't have all that. But anyway, so the thing about trainers, like I go to the gym at 4:30. This morning I didn't get there till 5:30, right? And this man comes at 6. Mm-hmm. I know this because I've seen him. He's like the biggest motherfucker in the room.
Big Groove.
Big groove. And he's always like, you could tell he's a trainer.
Dark skin too?
Mm-hmm. You could tell he's a trainer because the way he's like standing around looking at people. Him saying, just goofy. Like, and I don't like to be around trainers because they always want to come give you a fucking pointer, and and then you're like, okay, I guess I gotta fucking hire you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they salesy.
Yeah. So I look over, I see this nigga acting like he's working out.
That's who number you end up getting. That's where this is going. Oh.
To work out with me. And are niggas who are federal agents allowed to tell you that they're federal agents? I thought that's like the first rule of being a federal agent. You're not allowed to tell niggas that that you were a Navy SEAL or you had to go away and then you're doing therapy now because of things that you see overseas. Because he said like, because he was giving me pointers, right? I was doing like wall Pilates for abs, right? He's like, you should do like your pelvic thrusts with your feet on the ground. I noticed on the wall, and I'm not saying that you. So he's like giving me a hint, right? Nigga, first of all, like my period just came this morning. The fact that I'm here is only because I was trying to see if Monday was going to be here on Thursday. Okay? And he was like, so what is your goal? And I said, listen. So he said, what is your goal? I said, I don't work out for a body goal. I work out for my mental health. Oh, that's, like, now to knock this nigga's socks off because I did not give the answer that he wanted, that he thought I was going to give. I'm trying to be fine. I'm trying to fit in the bikini by summertime.
The answer I would have said. Bitch is trying to be snatched.
I'm already in a bikini, regardless.
I'm going to be in a bikini regardless this summer, too.
Bitch, I've been 200 pounds in a bikini.
It's getting the vibe.
And I'm 191 now.
I'm going on somebody's beach with somebody's son. I already know whose son. I ain't going to say her name. And I'm just giving 2-piece.
I'm in a 2-piece. I don't give a fuck if I got 20 pounds more on. And I'm going to be on the internet in my 2-piece.
We're just going to do it together.
I'm already on the internet in my big body. Like last year's 205 pounds.
Our trip.
205 pounds. I'm on the internet in my bikini. Okay?
Your 205 sits so different than some 205.
But that's not the point.
I know, I'm just saying.
It don't matter how it sits.
Let me say it.
It don't matter how it sits.
I can still say that it sits different.
You can. But I'm saying.
If I was 205, I'd be a little short, fat ass bitch.
But I'm saying.
No offense to anybody 5'3" and 205. I'm just speaking for me.
My point is, I fucking amazed this nigga.
So now he's excited.
No, he said, I love, if I tell people, like, I don't have to get girls in here. If I wanted to talk to you, I'd do that out there. In here, it's for the workout. I'd do that out there.
Oh, shit, groove.
So he's like, so put my number in so you can work out. Because and I was like, I come here before you. But yeah, we'll do a workout. So I said, all right. So I just sent him.
What you showing me?
Look at the difference between the texts. What did I text?
Well, I see all I need to see. It's green.
It's green.
I don't do green bubbles. Because I'm not about to sit here and talk to you in no fucking green bubbles.
What did I text?
Name only.
I texted my name.
And he's given. It was good chatting with you this morning. Very interesting. LOL. So.
This was not the plan. This was not.
No, it still ain't got to be. Them niggas will still talk to your best friend.
Bitch,
in your fucking
my
face.
New alarm will be set for 4:15. I'm 4:15, bitch.
It ain't got to be the plan. You ain't got to stick with him.
No, I'm not. It will be for workouts only. I'm talking like
and
bitch,
then if
you
you
ain't
working out and Monday or Thursday walk in there, you do you. Like that ain't.
Thursday walked in while this big nigga was standing there and I'm trying to stretch. Thursday walked in and like, but on Monday is the one I was gonna shoot my shot with.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, like I got there before him on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Monday be looking.
Mm-hmm. And like I was walking from one side and I was warming up on the treadmill, wiped it down, whatever. And I saw him come in, and then I saw him like in a machine, and like behind me to warm up. And at that point, I ended my warm up, and I walked past, and I saw him like go into his machine, like, and I saw him do like oh damn, she here today.
You gotta do it.
And then like I was squatting, and he came and posted up next to me. I know, but I'm not gonna be there this coming Monday. So it gotta be
the next one.
The next
or
one.
ASAP, please.
But what do I do?
Don't ask me.
Like,
you know the corny ass shit I did.
What you looking ass?
I still get talked about for that.
So my plan for Tuesday, because on Monday as I was leaving, I texted you and I was like, what did I say? I said something about shooting my shot.
Yeah.
So I get there Tuesday and my plan was to say good morning.
No, that's good.
That was my plan.
But you haven't said nothing yet.
I haven't said nothing.
Start there. Whole Foods
like
told
he would come and get on the machine right next to me, and then
Say
this time he stood right next to me as I'm squatted. Like he came and posted like where this basket for blankets is. That's how close
in the whole gym. So the Red Table Talk. I don't know if you ever watched. I think I sent the episode to most of my friends, but the guys were saying like they get rejected so much that they want you to. They not necessarily like ask for their number, but open up the door because they want to know. So back to the corny shit. Don't ask me for no advice. Whole Foods said just the other day. He's like, you gonna say you look the same? He's like, I don't look the same.
You look the same.
He's like, I don't look the same. I didn't have facial hair.
You look the same.
I'm like, I meant that you still look good. He's like, but I don't look shit like that. Don't listen to me. I just got lucky because my fucking game was trash. Good morning is a good start. If you've never said nothing, say good morning.
I've never made eye contact.
Scary as shit. We are so weak.
I'm so awkward. But I feel so. Here's the thing. So like before, I was not yet diagnosed with ADHD, right? So I did like the whole like be normal. You know what I'm saying? Like it took everything out of me to be normal to like act normal. You know what I'm saying? And now like I'm very well aware of the fact that I am awkward as fuck.
Me too.
And it makes me even more awkward because I'm like, that's the thing. Like when I say I want to talk about this and that, it might be all them same topics in 10 minutes. And nigga, you better be able to fucking deal with the fact that I'm a little bit off. You know what I'm saying? Like
somebody gonna love
But I don't be, and the reason why it ends up being that dry ass small talk, like what's your favorite color, is because I know that if I get to talking, you can be like, this bitch is a little crazy because why are we talking about so many things? Why are we switching topics? I feel comfortable with you rambling.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable with strangers like that. But Jim, like...
Everybody can't stay a stranger forever. You deserve a gym bay friend, too.
But that's going to be awkward with the working out, though.
Or maybe not. Not the sip on it.
The sip on it. Pensive sip. Insert pensive sip.
So
what I said. So I just say good morning.
Yeah. Start there.
Because before I used to shoot my shot by like doing this.
Well, don't do that. don't do that.
It's worked for me before.
Just let's start with good morning.
You're saying I'm not cute enough.
No, you're beautiful, but that's a given movie.
I've never made eye contact before.
Just say good morning.
I'll be like in my music, like
just do a friendly good morning.
In my head, I'll be like, dear fuck nigga, still can't believe I used to fuck with you, popping champagne, cause I ain't planning to be stuck with you.
Damn.
I see you still kicking with them op bitches. I'm the only reason. You know I said that to Mike. I'm the only reason that your goofy ass got bitches.
All them hoes wanna look like me.
Bitch, most likely. Only fuck with you just to spite me.
But please don't get it twisted. I ain't tripping. I never put my faith in a nigga. Watch out, but die independent. If you wait.
Yeah, still that bitch.
That's where she loses me because that second verse is trash compared to the first.
Like me.
That first verse, bitch. Second one, I don't know. That first one, bitch. My kids had to hear that shit.
I was outside, boo-hoo crying. Said to my mom, he embarrassed me. She said, he did not embarrass you, girl. And she said, do you remember what she said? And I said,
motherfucking verse.
I came back in. I said, in the words of Megan Thee Stallion.
No, you didn't.
Yes, the fuck I did, bitch. I did. I was cussing his ass the fuck. I was getting real fucking disrespectful.
Talking about that shit more than you would like to know. It is such a joke. Because now, just yesterday, he goes,
Wait, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna talk out loud so they can't hear what you're saying. Like my rendition. Hi.
I said, this was just yesterday. Like, this shit comes up once a week. I said, it sounds like Kirsten. Because now he riding with you. Now he's Team Kirsten. Yeah, he be like talking the same way about it that you.
Bitch.
Okay, one more time, y'all.
Bitch, what are the fucking odds?
So funny.
What are the
Life
odds?
is so funny. Life gonna give you content all the time.
You know what I want to know?
I want that.
You know what I want to know? Is it I might be in the kitchen, nigga, cooking with your pots or cooking with your pops?
What's this?
Well, my name is Susie, and Gucci think I love him. That sucker think I'm loyal, but I be with all of them. I be in all the spots. I be in all the spots. I might be in your kitchen, nigga, cooking with your pops. I think I love it.
Probably pots.
Right. But why do people say pops? Like cooking with your dad?
Probably pots.
No, it's pots.
Yeah.
Nigga, you don't love me. Nigga, you don't love me. Nigga.
Now I'm gonna play that in the car.
I know I love her. How long have we been talking?
I feel like it's been a minute.
It's been a long time. And we got very intense today. Hi, Mom.
There's so much more.
Mama, we made it. Hi, Mom. Didn't Lil Uzi Vert do that? Hi, Mom. I don't watch.
I gotta show you this.
I don't
video.
watch award shows because I don't have the attention span for them. But I watch clips the next day.
You just since I told you I was watching the old videos. Think about Rocco. I gotta show you this video. He swore he was Lil Uzi. Like his mannerisms are so funny. He used to be obsessed with Lil Uzi Vert. I'm gonna show you.
Lil Uzi Vert is from Philly.
Now Rocco thinks he's weird.
There, weird, because Lil Uzi Vert is non-binary.
Yeah.
So don't misgender.
I'm sorry.
But yes, very odd, but very themselves.
So sweet.
Very
sweet
themselves.
energy.
Like, yeah, like very, like.
I saw a cute little clip from the Rock Nation brunch.
Yeah, when they played the song,
girls
and
was
Winnie
singing the
Harlow
song,
was singing the song, and they were like, yeah, and then got up. I don't know. He wasn't talking about shit, but that fucking shit goes. That song goes. They weren't talking about shit. I just want But I mean, JT says my boyfriend, right?
I mean, if I ever like say the wrong thing, it's never on purpose. It's
right.
just
I would never purposely misgender a person.
I'm sure that she just does it on accident. It's
right.
It's just habit.
Want,
even if it was my own kid, it would take me a minute. It would take me a hot minute to do the right thing. I'm never doing it.
I have a friend whose child transitioned from she to they.
Yeah.
And like name change and everything.
For real.
And the child is, and I remember when this child was little. The child is now probably like 13, 14. Maybe 15. She was 4 when I first met her. And now, so probably like 15.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would never do it on purpose, but it's going to take a minute. I'm
it's
talking about my own kids. It'll take a minute.
Yeah. So, but like it's, one of those things I have to like, when I notice that I did it, I have to call out the fact that I did it so that you know I'm trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might not fix the error in the moment because I might not realize I did it because see my hands? Weird. But yeah, I just want
Period.
Did you do?
It's been so long, gosh.
Numbers?
You probably remember them. I don't remember that shit. You probably do.
I'm probably doing it wrong.
It's been so long. I just felt like doing that. Your hands so soft.
Did you see when Maxine thought that girl was flirting with her because she told her hands were soft?
Who? On what?
In Ginny and Georgia. Max.
No, I don't remember.
The girl twin. We talking still?
I think we said a lot.
We said a whole lot.
Will we see them next week?
We will see you next week.
Yeah, I think we said a lot. We'll see y'all next week. Love you, Mom.
Go Birds. I'm gonna go see my mom this weekend for the first time in like 5 months since like September. since I went to that white party, the white dinner.
White people or dressed in white?
Dressed in white. It was a lot of white people there, but the dinner en blanc.
Oh, sound cute. Yeah. All right. Well.
Thanks for tuning in to 444 The Girls Podcast. I'm Kirsten.
Yeah.
Bye.
Let me show you this
motherfucker. Oh! We in trouble. You know we're going to be in trouble, okay?
Nope.